get them started. All right. Get our show music. All right. Here we go. Those of us that indulge in or commit intellectual violence don't do so for the pleasure of mental masturbation or egotism. We do so because the chains of oppression on our people's minds are deep and difficult to remove. Good morning, my children of the sun. Welcome to the Open Eye on WHGE 95.3 FM, the education advocacy station. I'm your host and third eye optometrist, Patrice Gibbs. Sorry I was running a little late today, but I got held up with some issues. It's all good. I'm here now. All right. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and knock this out the box so we can get them started. All right. The views and opinions expressed on Open Eye are those of the hosts, guests, and contributors, and do not reflect the policy or position of WHGE 95.3 FM, nor our sponsor, the Delaware Center for Homeless Vets. Any content provided by Open Eye's hosts, guests, or contributors are theirs and are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, company, or individual. WHGE 95.3 FM. You know what? I saw something just a couple of days ago, and it was a debate between the idiot Herschel Walker and Senator Warnock. Now, a gentleman got up from the audience to ask a question. All right, now both these men running for office are black men. And he directed his question at Senator Warnock. All right. And his question was about reparations. He asked the senator what would he do to ensure that black people got reparations. Okay, when the senator answered, he started talking about, he mentioned reparations once. He said something, I don't even remember what he said, it was so insignificant. But he started talking about equity and healthcare and a whole bunch of other stuff that had not a goddamn thing to do with black people. It was like almost like he didn't even hear the question. And then he got to, as he continued on with this answer, where he wouldn't even say black people. And he did say black people, he said, and other marginalized groups. Okay? But he would not say black people, which just, blew my mind. People of color and marginalized groups and this, that, and the other. And his answer had not a damn thing to do with the question that the brother out of the audience asked. If I was that brother in the audience, I would have got up and said, wait a minute. I ain't asked you about none of that crap. I asked you about us. See, the thing is this. We're coming up on midterms. And what motivated him to answer like that was that he did not want to offend his white supporters. He's a Democrat now. He did not want to offend his... You know what? The truth hurts. And for that reason, people find the truth offensive. Well, guess what? We need to stop giving a damn about offending white people who have no interest in the issues that matter to us. And politicians that come to us for a vote, okay, they need to understand and realize when we ask. But see, you know what? The Democratic Party has encouraged politicians, when they talk to black audiences, not to make any promises. Mm-hmm. So when people stay home and you look up and that idiot Herschel Walker is sitting in the Senate, know that it's the fault of the people that we have constantly supported that turn their backs on us and don't even want to talk about our issues. Damn. This is the Open Eye, WHGE 95.3 FM. All right.
Every time you come in here, it starts static.
It's something wrong with line 1. Still here. Okay, how are we on line 2? Nah? You still there? Okay.
That's all right. Go back to where you was at.
All right. Well, we tried a little something, but we're going to stick with line 1. All right? Coming up soon. Coming right up.
You good?
Good? Okay. All right. Coming right up here. Very, as soon as you just all set up. Yeah, boy. You hear that? Yeah, see, we're getting some static here, y'all. Yeah, it's all good, though. Who's that online already over there, Nsoromma? Yeah, Brother Vaughn.
Steve.
Yo, what's up, Steve?
Vaughn.
And Vaughn, what's up? Good morning, y'all. Look, I'm just going to go ahead and keep it moving here. Yeah. There's something with that damn line.
That's all right.
Yeah, okay. All right. Now, please stop asking, why do you make everything about race? It was America who made everything about race by allowing slavery to be a pillar at its founding and by perpetuating slavery's effects even to this day. If it's not about race, then aggressively prosecute racist actions, personal and institutional. If it's not about race, then shut down the Klan and declare them the terrorist organization that they are. If it's not about race, then invest in black communities with your time, talent, and treasure. If it's not about race, then tell America to come out of denial and acknowledge the ongoing injustice in its many forms. It's the Open Eye. Look, tell you how society is, how people are. Okay. One day, a school teacher wrote on the board the 9 times table. But when she did, she made the first answer wrong. 9 times 1 equals 7. The rest of the answers were correct. Now, when she was done, she looked to the students, and they were all laughing at her because of the first equation, which was wrong. And then the teacher said the following. I wrote that first one wrong on purpose because I wanted you to learn something important. This is for you to know how the world out there will treat you. You can see that I wrote the right thing 9 times, but none of you congratulated me for that. You all laughed and criticized me because of one wrong thing I did. So this is the lesson. The world will never appreciate the good you do a million times, but will criticize the wrong thing you did once. Don't get discouraged. Always rise above the laughter, criticism, and stay strong. This is the Open Eye. Welcome back, Nsoromma. How you doing, brother?
Yaga!
Yes,
Yo.
indeed, yes, indeed.
Well,
Chop.
Chop.
Good to have
Hello,
you back.
world.
Good to have
What's
you
good?
back.
Thanks for all the support from everybody. Yaga, what's good?
All right,
Yo.
all right.
Wow, man, it was an incredible week for me, man.
Yes, indeed. I can only imagine, brother.
Yeah, what's good, though?
Well, it's all good. It's all good. We back doing what we do.
Yeah, keep going. That's what I'm saying.
yes.
Keep going.
Yes, indeed. Look, a fact is information minus emotion. I might have said this before, but you learn by repetition. An opinion is information plus experience. Ignorance is an opinion lacking information, and stupidity is an opinion that ignores all facts. All right? See, you know what? It's something, you know, when you die, you know, you don't feel it. The world feels it. The people around you feel it. You know,
Right.
They suffer from having lost you. It's the same thing when you stupid. All right? When you stupid, well, I'll be something. You don't know you stupid. The world around you knows you stupid, and they suffer from that stupidity, and they deal with your stupid ass.
Ooh, but yo, some of them be like, yo, they know you stupid and supposed to be your friends, and they don't help you.
Right.
know? And that's what's the crazy part.
That is. And don't tell me you stupid. Wait a minute.
Right,
Whoa.
that's what I mean. They won't even say, yo, they won't say nothing. Even though you get offended or whatever from your friend, I'm supposed to look out for you on what I see. You know what I'm saying? And,
Yes, indeed.
and make you a better character inside of, you know, we all need to be a little better inside of ourselves.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? So any good criticism, you know, you want to be aware of and try to accept and add to your portfolio. You know what I'm saying? And we don't even look to do that.
No, we don't. No, we don't. That's what.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And you know, it's the same thing when you said about, you know, your friends are supposed to help you when you're stupid. They're supposed to let you know when you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
You know? And it's the same thing. See, it's the same thing when you're in a relationship. Okay? If you're in a relationship,
Right.
right? And because you're bigger and stronger than your woman, and you instill fear in her, okay? You know, because there's the feeling that you might hit her. Okay, to me that is absolutely dumb, because I don't want no woman in my life that's afraid to say, "Hey, you're messing up."
Right, and then
Get it together, brother.
You got females that wear the pants too, so and they be bullying the husband too. So,
Right.
I mean, it's a yin and a yang to everything. You
Yes,
know?
it is.
So it's really about the upliftment of our people.
Mhm.
So because we want a better life for our generations to come.
Yes, indeed.
Black is not going anywhere.
No.
But it can go back to slavery.
Yeah,
Do you understand?
that is good.
Right now, you can't really get in trouble for having a white partner. Back in the day, you used to be able to do. You couldn't even look at them.
No.
A white person without being hung or killed or died.
Right.
They were savages. You know what I'm saying? So they still exist, but in a corporate complex that we gotta. They gonna throw your baby to the alligators now, but they'll throw you to the wolves. You know what I'm saying?
You know?
So if we
Because you got to remember that especially in southern states, okay, interracial marriage was illegal.
right.
You know, that's what it is. Well, let's get it on. Let's get it on. I want to get here. All right. Yeah, we get right here. Okay.
Where we at?
The third world is not poor. The so-called third world. I actually consider it the first world. And we want to tell you a little more about it too. You don't go to poor countries to make money. There are very few poor countries in the world. Most countries are rich. The Philippines are rich, Brazil is rich, Mexico is rich, Chile is rich. Only the people are poor. There are billions to be made there, to be carved out and to be taken. There's been billions for 400 years. The capitalist European and North American powers have carved out and taken the timber, the flax, the hemp, the cocoa, the rum, the tin, the copper, the iron, the rubber, the bauxite, the slaves, and the cheap labor. They have taken out of these countries. These countries are not underdeveloped, they're overexploited. And that's the problem. And I tell you something, I'm happy to see that a lot of African countries are waking up.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yo, you sounded like Frank White just now, boy.
What you mean?
When you were saying they took the thing,
Oh, the way I read that down.
yeah, and yo, Frank White was like, I want in.
I heard that.
I went in on the style of the park. I went in. He went in.
I heard that.
Yo,
Yes,
man,
indeed.
that was a hostile takeover of what you just said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
What?
Let me tell you something. And this is rough right here. All right. Vladimir Putin. Let me tell you something first before I did this quote by Vladimir Putin. Know that Russia is one of the few Eurasian countries, put it like that. They would be considered European for the most part, but they're a Eurasian country as they're in Europe and Asia.
Okay.
Okay? They are one of the few countries that participated in the colonization that did not participate in the colonization of Africa.
Okay.
And the exploitation of African people. Putin said Africa will never be independent. That's tough. Africans believe in Europeans, Americans, and Chinese more than themselves.
Wow.
They don't trust themselves at all. A white man will commit crime in Africa, but no action will be taken because African authorities view whites as semi-gods, which of course is far from the truth. Putin said that. A black man can be abducted in Europe, get harassed or even killed, but no African authority will question. Africans present themselves as weak people with no hope, especially when dealing with Europeans and Americans. They are their own enemies. They hate each other, and that gives their colonial masters power to continue exploiting African resources. When an African becomes rich, his bank accounts are in Switzerland. He travels to France for medical treatment. He invests in Germany. He buys from Dubai. He consumes Chinese. He prays in Rome and Mecca, and that's a real big problem. His children stay in Europe. He travels to Canada, the U.S., and Europe for tourism. And if he dies, he will be buried in his native country in Africa. Africa is just a cemetery for some Africans. How could a cemetery be developed? And that's sad. And it's because of so many African leaders, like Putin said, viewing the Europeans and the Americans as semi-gods, putting them on a pedestal where these monsters don't belong. And then when they get a few trinkets in their pocket, turning their backs on their own people. This is what they do. But like I said, a lot of Africans are waking up, especially because Africa's population is dominated by the young. Those older, colonized-minded people in leadership are dying out. And that's how you get places like Rwanda with its modern transportation system. That's how you get places like there are places in South Africa right now where a lot of African Americans have expatriated to from America. I seen an African sister from South Africa, and she said, look, you need to come home because you don't realize your power as an African American and the respect that we hold for you and how we look for your leadership. Come home and start a business. Okay? And you got some of our own people And, well, I'm not African. They ain't know what to do with African. They ain't going back home to me. And I seen the dude said, oh, yeah, you go to Africa and all this crime and you know, killing in the street and this, that, and the other. And he was going on and on about this. You know, people killing people in the street. Healthcare is bad. You know, they murder people that are worshiping in places of worship and what have you. And he said, wait a minute, damn, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm describing cities in America, not Africa. I'll be damned.
That's right.
Yeah. That's word.
It's really all over the world. I mean, this is what's going down now.
But here, especially for black people, look, European culture means insanity for Africans. There's no getting around that. It induces chaos within our order. No matter how we try to intellectualize their treatment of us or our reaction to this mistreatment, we cannot negate the fact that this is their custom designed reality, and that it is patently anti-African. In order for us to become successful in their reality, we must become something other than ourselves. And to do so is nothing short of insanity. Okay? Because, see, that the Europeans' mindset is individual. It's individual. Competition. Where the African mindset was Ubuntu. I am because we are. This is Open Eye. Patrice Gibbs.
Nsoromma is back.
All right. WHGE 95.3 FM.
Yeah. Yo, Sherry, what's good, Robin? What's up? How you doing? You was on the radio, so I couldn't shout y'all out. Yo, Vaughn, Steve, you know, keep it up. Thanks for all the prayers and all the, you know, heartwarming comments. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you all. True that.
All right. You bring us back in.
WHGE 95.3, the Open Eye Radio Show.
All right. Here we are. Listen. Remember Gary Webb.
Gary Webb.
All right. In 1996, Gary exposed how the CIA hired drug traffickers to sell massive amounts of cocaine in the United States in black communities. And they did it in order to raise untraceable funds to finance a terrorist organization who were trying to overthrow the Nicaraguan government. Yeah. These massive shipments of cocaine ultimately sparked the crack epidemic that decimated inner cities during the 90s.
Wow.
As a result, mainstream media vilified Gary Webb and destroyed his career, which also destroyed his marriage. But he refused to back down. Well, in 2004, he was found dead with 2 bullet wounds to his head. And his death was ruled a suicide. I be damned. This man literally lost everything to give us a glimpse of the truth. Don't let his memory or what he stood for shade. Now, it was ruled a suicide, but he had 2 bullet wounds to his head. So the first one, he didn't miss. He had 2 bullet wounds. So the first one, I guess, didn't kill him. He said, hey, you know what? I'm still alive.
I'm still moving.
Yeah, I need another one. Damn. How dumb do y'all think we are?
They think we're pretty dumb now.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
they do.
Yes,
they think we're pretty dumb.
Yeah.
You know? And remember.
They believe whatever we tell them.
Oh, yeah. You know? And remember.
What?
The difference in reaction to drug problems. Because when it was crack, black kids went to jail, black men went to jail, black women went to jail. Black families were devastated. Black communities were ravaged. Okay? Let me tell you. I seen grandmothers,
Right.
whose son had gone to jail because of some crack,
Yeah.
whose grandson is now living with her.
Right.
He ain't making it. She ain't making it. He sells a little weed.
Forced to do what he don't want to do because he can't get a job because there's none out here.
Right.
He don't have an education high enough to get something that's has benefits.
Right. And you can't support your family on a fast food salary.
I mean, as serious as it is, they are really lucky that he went to selling weed or whatever and didn't go grab the knife or the gun and go do a robbery or killing to come up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's crazy, man.
Yeah. But you know what happened when he got caught?
What happened when he got
Because he was living in his grandmother's house in the project in subsidized housing.
She got put out.
She got put out
Yeah.
and maybe even locked up too.
Wow.
All right. Now, fast forward to the opioid. Opioids. White kids got help. White men got help. White women got help. White families got sympathy. And white communities are now getting paid. Now, I been places where, you saw white people on, what they call it, opioids, what is that, fentanyl, and this, that, and the other. And fentanyl killed you, And then you got cops walking around and paramedics riding around with Narcan so it can bring them back.
But you didn't hear about the cops and all of that getting caught with fentanyl dying too? They was taking it too.
They was taking it too. Yeah. Yeah, maybe that's why the cops are carrying Narcan.
Exactly.
So your fellow policeman.
Picture. Exactly.
Yeah. Your fellow
that
policeman get high.
wasn't for the black person that got messed up for real. That was for the emergencies for their part of their crew and their, Yeah. It's serious, man.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's just crazy. Now earlier, we had mentioned third world country. Okay. There are certain conditions in place that makes a country third world or underdeveloped.
Right.
Right? And this is heavy.
Heavy?
Heavy, yeah. One of those conditions is whether that community or that society has basic needs looked after by their government.
Right.
And one of the most basic needs is clean drinking water. Oh, here in America, the United States can give billions to Ukraine, but black people in communities across the U.S. don't have access to clean water. All right? And it's not just Flint. It's not just Jackson, Mississippi. There are 15 cities where in the black community, they don't have access to clean water. In Phoenix, Mesa, Scottsdale, Arizona, households without running water per 1,000, or 30 households per 1,000. Okay, that's a lot when you got a city with 1 million people, and every 1,000 of those people, 30 of them don't have clean water. In Houston, same thing. Riverside, San Bernardino, Ontario, California. Households without running water, total households without running water, 4,260. You see how many was it in Arizona? In Arizona and Phoenix, Mesa, Scottsdale, 5,000 households without running water. These are cities all over the country, and primarily black cities, where the population and the area, 2,000 in Columbus, Ohio, 2,000 homes without clean running water. Okay? And you go to places like Flint and Jackson, and this is not by happenstance. This is on purpose. You go to Jackson, this problem has been going on in Jackson, Mississippi for years. Where the black community, the black politicians, the political leaders have been asking the state and the federal government to do something about the water.
I don't get it. How you paying all these taxes and you asking somebody to do something and you paying for what you want to get done?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the softness in the black leadership that's in America for our race. They don't have the demand that insists that they supposed to have in certain situations. Certain situations, it ain't an ask and it's not a question. It's an insist. I insist and the demand that this be done next week or you're out of here.
That's right.
Or whatever them call. They don't have that sternness. And what America is doing is trying to dampen that manly thing down. That manly stand down, bringing in all the stuff to make us softer as men or representatives in certain situations. That just kills me, man.
I heard that.
That's really wrong. You know what I'm saying?
True, big time.
So if we don't get them together and have them with a stern, firm back or a strong back, that a backbone, basically.
Right.
They don't have backbones.
That's the big problem. Right. They don't have backbones.
Our backbones need to be much thicker because our skin is already super thick because we've been through so much.
How about that?
You know what I'm saying? So if we got super thick skin and no backbone, we always gonna be pushed and mushed around. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And it starts with our leaders that don't have that backbone.
That's it exactly. Nsoromma in the house, WHGE 95.3 FM, the Open High.
Yo,
Hey, yo,
Richie Rich.
Is my thing running?
Yeah,
Yeah?
it's live.
Oh, okay, because I see all that other stuff over there.
Oh, what is that now?
I guess we good. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, I guess we're still running it.
We still running. Yo, I want to send a shout out.
Hey, Sherry, am I still on the air, baby? Yeah, I guess I am.
See Ashley?
Yeah. Vaughn gave me the thumbs up. Okay. Big ups, Vaughn. Thank you, brother. All right.
Vaughn, what's up? What's good?
Do it, y'all. WHGE 95.3 FM. We doing it. Yeah, buddy. It's something, the differences in healthcare. I saw a sister, she was discussing healthcare, and they always do this with a group of white women. They were at some dinner or something. And she was telling how she was mistreated in the hospital. And this white woman said, "Oh, it happened to me too, but the nurse was black. It happened to me." Well, that's not the norm. That's not what normally happens to your white privileged ass. Boo!
Okay.
Yeah. It's look. Now, just to give you an idea, I said that white privilege part for a reason. After a white woman died, Tennessee fast-tracked money to process rape kits. Oh yeah, Tennessee Governor Bill Lee and top legislative leaders announced Thursday they will fast-track more money to hire 25 additional forensic lab positions at the state's turnaround times for sexual assault kits. Okay, after they faced scrutiny because of a high-profile killing. All right, the news comes just weeks after authorities confirmed that the man charged with abducting and killing a Tennessee teacher had not been charged in the 2021 case of the rape of a woman due to the delay in processing the sexual assault kit. The hell? Okay. Cleopa Henderson was eventually indicted in the case just days after he was arrested in the death of Eliza Fletcher, a mother of two and a kindergarten teacher.
Right.
But in an earlier case, Memphis police say they took a sexual assault report, but it wasn't analyzed in the state lab until nearly a year later.
A whole year.
A whole year. Now, why wasn't it? Okay? Because the rape victim was a black woman.
Wow. As usual.
And they was like, yeah, you know, we're not sure you were actually even raped and what have you. Okay? Which the rape kit would have confirmed. It would have confirmed that she had been raped. So her rapist was walking around doing what he wanted to do. Okay? And then what he did was he raped a white woman. Oh, they locked his black ass up then, didn't they? But when the black woman came forward, which takes a lot of courage in rape cases because of the reaction from law enforcement, especially when you're a black woman. So she came forward and said, look, this man raped me. And they said, we'll look into it. But see, they waited. And if they had not waited, they could have saved this white woman's life. Because he raped her and he killed her. Okay? So that's when your racism comes back and bites you in your ass. When you didn't stand up when you should have. Alright? Let me tell you something, man.
What?
Doctors are the black women what police are the black men. Understand what that means. Alright? Just like the police will dog a black man out, and of course any black person for that matter, but that's what these race soldiers do. Okay? But doctors will show a black woman. You know, I've seen cases where black women were in hospitals, they're having a baby. I saw this one black woman. She's having a baby. There's something going on. She got blood clots or something. There's something going on. And she's in the worst pain that she's ever experienced in her life.
Right.
Okay? And the white nurses said, well, you know, black people can, you know, handle more pain than most other people, which is, of course, is ridiculous. Okay? So they gave her no pain medication. She's biting the dust. Finally, she got her doctor on the line, who happened to be an East Indian woman, who came to the hospital and said she almost died just from the pain. How dare you not treat her and give her any, you know, anything
Pain
to help
medicine.
her to alleviate the pain.
Right.
Not do a damn thing to help her. And this happens, look, September was Infant Mortality Awareness Month.
Right.
A striking and sad reminder that the U.S. healthcare system and society at large continue to fail black women and birthing people and their babies with the most tragic consequences. Black women are 3 times as likely to die from pregnancy-related causes as white women, and black newborn babies are 3 times more likely to die as white newborns are. One solution that holds the potential to improve these statistics and save lives is paid leave. Okay? Just sending them home for it. Look, it's the same damn thing that went on their plantation. A black woman has a baby. That afternoon, the slave master and overseer expect her back out in the field picking cotton. That afternoon.
That's why we as blacks and just people want to get smarter and knowing how to make them accountable by putting in affidavits on their license, and bringing them aware to the forefront to the disciplinary review board. See, they don't like that. They don't like to be put in front of a judge either.
Right.
To judge their situation and to judge their character too. So if we know how to do, put paperwork on them like they put paperwork on us, and they have to respond to this paperwork, because certain stuff you can say and they just brush it off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And it's on to the next victim. You know what I'm saying? But when you attack their licenses and their livelihoods and stuff like that, they tend to straighten up a little different towards you, at least.
And yeah, so they get some act right. You get to messing with their money.
You get act right when you know how to read and write and put in affidavits and stuff on their license and stuff, man. We have to get smarter. And okay, you ain't gonna do this. Well, how about you not being shut down for a minute until we find out what's going on with this letter I'm putting in? Then
yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, man.
Yes, indeed.
That's what the police that's what police and any official judges, and you can put these type of paperwork in for anybody that you feel as though discriminated against you.
All right.
Yeah.
That's word. Nsoromma.
Yeah.
WHGE 95.3 FM.
Yeah.
Yours while it's dark.
My battery died. Hey, yo, my battery died, yo. Ty, what's up, bro? I got yo. I only got 1%.
Yeah. We got That's My Guitar's Ego by Patrice Gibbs. Mr. Gibbs. Yeah. Okay. Look. Yep. Imagine your history being so horrible, you want to ban people from learning it. Damn. Marinate on that.
That's serious.
That's serious. Your history is slimy. Look, Jacques Rene Chirac, who was the president of France, broke it down.
Okay.
He said, we bled Africa for 4.5 centuries. We looted their raw materials. Then we told lies that Africans are good for nothing. In the name of religion, we destroyed their culture. And after being made rich at their expense, we now steal their brains through miseducation and propaganda to prevent them from enacting black retribution against us. That's some slimy ass history for you.
Boo!
Yeah.
That was a late boo for that email, but you all get the boo.
Yes, indeed. But understand this. All right.
What?
All right. African Americans, okay, by default, are the most influential people in the world. Why is that? Because America influences the world. American culture touches all cultures all over the world. And what is the progenitor? What is the main thing that makes American culture attractive?
Black culture.
Hip-hop music, black fashion, black science. Yes, because we invented every damn thing, whether you know it or not. All right? You know how slaves got free, how they earned the money to buy their freedom from slave masters? Because we were such genius inventors that we would invent something that made the slave master so rich that he got drunk and got magnanimous and said, you can go. That's word. That, I mean, the list of inventions, just, look.
I mean, when you not to cut you off, when you out in the fields and you in the sun and you doing something, a particular job, right? You want to get out of that sun as fast as possible or get the job done as fast as possible. So you'll come up and create certain things that make your job go faster. And them creations, the master was taken from the creators. Everybody out there was a creator to their own extent. That's why it was so many different creations, inventions that were stolen.
That's right. Necessity is the mother of invention. See, they can't succeed and thrive without us. But us can succeed and thrive without them. That's a historical fact. Global African supremacy. Yeah.
You said global African supremacy?
Global African supremacy. By all means. One of the things that, I'm not going to get real deep into, but Brett Favre, the face of welfare fraud, who stole money from poor people in Mississippi, he lost his radio show. Yeah, I'm just so bothered by that.
Why?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And we coming around to a few minutes here. I want to get some things in.
Okay, get some things in.
All right. One thing we have to realize about global white supremacy. See, we get confused about white supremacy.
Mm-hmm. How do we get confused about it?
Okay. Here's how we get confused about it.
Okay.
We tend to focus on individual acts of racism and individual acts of white supremacy. All right. But institutionalized white supremacy is much more insidious than individual acts, because it is the whole culture of white America. It is all the institutions of white America that does the most damage. For instance, redlining, where we are blocked from living in certain areas, or genocidal activity. Now there are 10 stages of genocide.
Okay.
One, classification. People are divided into us and them. And that's a big thing for white people. They're them. They other people, especially black people. Okay, especially black people. And they get surrogate white supremacists from other groups, for instance, Asians and Hispanics. Symbolization, where people are forced to identify themselves. Okay? And what I mean by that is, how do I say this?
Swastika?
Well, when I mean those that are subjugated, those that are othered, okay? And what has happened is, because black has been equated with slavery, all right, we even have some of our own black people that don't want to call us black. Discrimination, of course, people face systemic discrimination. Dehumanization. People are equated with animals, vermin, or disease. All right? For instance, black people, we're called all kind of things, monkeys and this, that, and the other. All right? We never claimed we came from monkey. That's some European crap. Organization, the government creates special groups to enforce policies. For instance, police and the military. Okay? The race soldiers, as we call the police. And then the police, deputize white citizens, which is where you get these Karens thinking that they could roll up on you and tell you what you can and can't do and where you're supposed to be. All right? Polarization. The government broadcasts propaganda that turn the populace against the group, even some of our own. We got black people that say, well, I don't associate with N-words. Excuse me, N-word? Are you kidding me? Extermination, wholesale elimination. And it is extermination and not murder, because the people are not considered human. So they can do something to you and they are all right with it and they have no empathy about it because they don't even consider you human.
And that's legally, right? That's in the court's eyes, right?
That's right.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to know that.
And denial. The government denies that anyone has done anything to you. Case in point, the sister that was raped, nothing happened to her. Until that same rapist went and raped and murdered a white person. Which brings us around to the uniqueness of our experience. The experience of black people in America is completely, absolutely, and totally unique. We are the only non-immigrants in this country. We are the only people who came here by force. And no other people were packed in holds of slave ships like cargo. I don't care how much you want to go say other people were enslaved. They did not suffer chattel slavery like we did here. No other people have been systematically denied the right of life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness in America but black people. And the statues on the campus be watching me, Washington, Jefferson, clocking me as if to say my time's up. But I don't run laps on tracks. I run laps around the scholars of tomorrow because their new school of thought are merely histories borrowed from us. Global African supremacy, the open eye. And as we always tell you, destiny determines who enters your life, but you decide who stays. Therefore, value those who value you, and don't treat those
who treat you as an option.
All right. Dove and I, WHGE 95.3 FM. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Good job, bro. Good job. Hey, yo, Sherry. Hey, yo, Steve. Y'all be hanging in there, yo. Y'all be doing a good job with the WHGE, yo. And with the show, yo. I appreciate y'all. You know what I mean?
Good time. Definitely appreciate y'all. Yes, word. Cousin Sherry, Brother Vaughn, and Mr. Leach, thank you for joining us. That's word. See you on the next one. Peace.